All right, if you're new to negative numbers or just don't understand them, then this series of videos is definitely going to help. The first thing we want to do is make it known that negative numbers are often referred to as integers. And integers are just whole numbers that include positive numbers and negative numbers, as well as the number 0. And 0 is neither positive nor negative. It's actually the dividing line between positive and negative numbers. So when we say whole numbers, we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 103, no fractions, no decimals. And we just mentioned that 0 is our dividing number, or it's the dividing line between positive and negative numbers. So to the right of 0 is where we're going to have positive numbers. And then to the left of 0 is where we're going to have our negative numbers. And a number line in this range would look something like this. So to the right of 0, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then to the left, we would have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9, negative 10. So it's the same thing, just in the opposite direction. So again, positive numbers to the right, negative numbers to the left, and that's really all you need to get started. We'll do some videos in a second comparing negative numbers and doing some addition, subtraction, and all the operations with them. But let's look at some real-world examples. The first one that you probably have seen before is relating to temperature. So when it's negative 5 degrees Fahrenheit outside, it's pretty freaking cold. And when we have positive degrees, it's a lot warmer. And this temperature, or this thermometer, is in Celsius over here. So if you have negative Celsius degrees, I mean, it's cold. But if you have negative Fahrenheit degrees, it's really, really cold. It's just different scales. But the point remains true that negative temperatures are in the cold range. The other application of negative numbers, or one of its many applications, is in sports. So in 1983, the then known as the Washington Redskins had a really good turnover differential. So if you don't know what turnover differential is it's the difference between the number of fumbles and interceptions that a team forced the other team to commit versus the amount of fumbles and turnovers that that team itself committed. So if you have a positive turnover differential, like the 1983 Washington Redskins did have, then you're forcing more turnovers. You're having a good year usually. And this year was especially stands out because their turnover differential was plus 43, the highest in history. So that means if the team forced, let's say, 50 turnovers on defense, they forced the other team to commit 50 turnovers, 50 combination of interceptions and fumbles. Well, then the Washington Redskins only committed 7 turnovers, which gives them a total of a plus 43 differential. Now, this past year, this is 2024 when this video is being made, in 2023, the turnover differential of the Washington Commanders, since the name change, was minus 14. So that means that they turned the ball over more than they could force the other team to turn over the ball. So let's say if the Commanders, they forced 10 turnovers on defense, so they recovered 10 fumbles or forced 10 interceptions or a combination of the two, then that means that they turned the ball over themselves 24 times, and that would give us negative 14 turnover differential. So you don't want that. And they were at the bottom of the league last year, so didn't do so hot. But that 1983 team with plus 43 turnover differentials, I think if I'm not mistaken, they went to the Super Bowl. Don't know if they won or not, though. The last example of negative numbers, or integers, negative integers we should say, is in finances. So in terms of income, that's money coming into your wallet or into your bank account. And we usually think of that as a good thing. So that's positive, right? Maybe you made $40 cutting the grass. Well, that's good for you. You got money in your wallet to go do stuff with. But maybe you get that $40 and then you go out to eat and you spend $10. Well, that's minus, you could think of it as minus $10 from your bank account. So learning how to manage your income and your expenses is super important in personal finance especially, and it incorporates negative numbers.